Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show.
All right, what's going on, guys? Today is October 25th, I think. Yep, Saturday, October 25th, 2025, 10/25/25. What up? And this just barely happened, so I just wanted to share it as it happened. So I am building out some databases that filter by daily, weekly, and monthly rows of entries. And I've been rolling with this idea pretty much for the entire time. To make a long story short, Karn is doing the same thing. He's helped me build these things out. Karn is my, VA, not officially, but he's been an all-star, so I'm very thankful. And he brought up a good point, and I mean, I could make this complex, but it was essentially like, hey, if we measure by monthly, but there's daily and weekly entries in this thing, then it's going to skew the data. And I just, for some reason, that wasn't connecting in my head. And I'm like, wait, no, because we're going to measure by month. Then he sent me a screenshot and then blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I didn't think that part all the way through, I guess. Like, I feel like I thought it through, but I didn't see the issue. I don't know. I guess by definition, I didn't think it through. But anyway, just the importance or the crucialness, whatever, vitalness of just having a fresh set of eyes look at something. Because if I play this out, I would have sold this to somebody and then they would have been getting their metrics and it would have been incorrect. It would have been wrong. And yes, I would learn from my mistake and it never happening again, but that would have created such a ginormous mess for me to clean up, because it's not as simple as just changing the filters. I'd have to go into every single make automation, change the frequency, change the names of what it puts in there. So if it's daily, it's daily. If it's weekly, it's weekly. I have to change all those names and go through every single individual chart and probably do something to make it only show the correct data if all the wrong data is still in there. And to do that with, maybe by the time we're done with all this, 15 databases with 15 ginormous automations and all this shit, that would have been a headache. Not to mention this person would have already paid me, and it just would have been a shit show. So because I had a fresh set of eyes and somebody who's seeing this from a different perspective look at it, and they said, hey, here's a problem. And I was like, oh, fuck, you're right, you know? And so that's just so valuable. That's so great to have. So shout out to Karn here. It's very cool. And so I'm glad that it seems as though, you know, there's somebody on the team that has the whole vision's best interest at heart, which is very cool. So anyway, just wanted to share that. I'm sure I'll be back later. If I'm not, this is going to be a shorty. But today's we are spending some time with Lexi's mom. She's in town, which is pretty cool. So twice in 1 month. And then I'm going to my family's Halloween party. And so that'll be great. And then I think that concludes the day. So yeah, I don't really think I have much else to say right now. So I'll leave it there. If the show ends, then the show ends. But if I have more that I want to come back and say, then I will. And you'll hear from me. But if not, peace.
All right, I'm back. It is 2:57 p.m. I think what I recorded this morning was around 7:30, somewhere around there. And anyway, so I have spent it's 3 o'clock, so I guess the morning and the afternoon just doing the same old shit, just working. And I realized that I made a whoopsie. And the whoopsie is that on a lot of these charts and graphs, I mean, I don't want to get into the details, but I was supposed to click average for the sort, but I clicked sum. So the data there screwed up. And thankfully, I know exactly where to fix all of these and how to do it. There's nothing easy, or there's nothing convenient about it. I have to go back into every single chart that I've ever made and then go back in and edit that one setting to be average rather than sum. And just shitty because it's just, it creates a lot of doubt in what I'm doing, because it's like, that would have been, it's an easy fix, but it is, I don't want the client that receives this to see those numbers and be like, well, that's absolutely incorrect. You know, the average amount of days that it took for someone to give a testimonial was 3,000. That's not a right calculation, you know, not even in the program for 3,000. It's almost 10 years. So I don't want them to see that, because then it just sparks the idea of, oh, well, if that's wrong, then this is probably wrong too. And I don't want to be all pessimistic and think that that's how people will think, because truthfully, if I was using a system and there was some shit that was miscalculated, but then they fixed it really quickly and explained, I would feel a little like, but also I think I'd be like, okay, you know, it's just a mistake. So I don't know, but these little oopsie daisies create so much doubt inside my head about this stuff, because I'm like, fuck, is this even valuable? Is this even going to help these businesses grow? Is this too much of shit they don't need? You know, like I don't know, but I just got to remain positive. I just got to get through this tedious shit that I really don't like to do. So, you know, I know that like, for example, yesterday, I think it was, yesterday, phenomenal day. The day before that, phenomenal day, I think it was yesterday. I don't know. Just killed it. Even booked a call. That's very cool. Didn't even try to book the call. It's just a referral. So, and like, I was on cloud nine. I was like, hell yeah, let's fucking do this. And then today, you know, I just see a lot of flaws and I'm like, God damn, you know, and it just really screws with my head. I got a little bit more clear on the offer that I think I want to push. And I'm really kind of gunning for that recurring model, because that makes the business entirely sustainable as fuck. And it also allows me to scale more predictably. And also it's just more money for so many different things. I could hire people more reliably. You know, I think I'm going to need to do that if the moment that I get more than 10 people, because of what I want to offer in the recurring, which would be I guess like the bread and butter of a lot of things. So I'm going to share this really quick, and then I got to bounce. I'd like to go get my hair cut and do all that shit before it's technically date night, but it's a family party, but also we're going to dinner with families, with Lexi's family, with families Lexi. And then I just would like to look nice. Probably going to take photos for Halloween costumes and shit. So I would like to look nice. So I need to get ready for the day at 3 p.m. I'm still in a hoodie and sweats, and that just kind of, I don't necessarily like that I do that, but I get so much more work done just waking up. No, I take that back. I don't get so much more work done simply not getting ready for the day. It would be the same either way. But I feel as though I don't know. There's no point there to make. I like waking up, just going straight to work rather than waking up. And I don't know. I kind of want to experiment with different things. Like if I woke up and just went to the gym, got that out of the way, and then I came home, showered, and then the rest of the entire day, I just sat here rather than having to split it up and break it up, whatever. So I don't know. But I'm going to go over the offer real quick. Dude, my voice cracks too much, dude. Why? Dude, it gets me so upset. Oh my Lord. So I'm going to go over the offer, and this is kind of what I came up with. I'm sure it's subject to change, but core offer, the price, $5,000, monthly, $0. And then you get 1 month free VIP. What is the VIP offer? VIP offer is the same price as the core offer, but after the first month, it is $500 a month. So you get the free month of VIP. And this is what's included in VIP. And so what I mean by the core offer is they get everything I've built, and that's that. It's theirs. They get it. Boom. There you go. Good luck. With the VIP offer, there is the weekly KPI reports, which is the clientele and business growth, the renewals and extensions, the financials and the revenue, the leads and sales, client check-ins, client testimonials, business expenses, client follow-ups, shifts, hours, and payroll, 12-month monthly recurring revenue projection, and then that's all the reports. Then you get one custom-built system per month for your business. So whatever that is, the first month would be for onboarding. So we'll customize that completely to them and how they need it, no matter how intricate or complex, or no matter how simple or complex it is. You'll get recurring bi-weekly Zoom calls for support or as needed. So like if you don't need one every 2 weeks, then it would be on a bi-weekly basis. Sorry, if you don't need the bi-weekly calls, it would be kind of on an as needed basis. And I don't know, I put a little asterisk there just because I don't know what the fuck, I don't know. Monthly trainings or one-on-one group or one-to-many group trainings, or I guess one-on-group trainings, whatever. I'm going to correct that before I have a seizure. Monthly trainings or group trainings for all systems and operations for current employees and all future new hires. So anybody that get new to the team, will set up some kind of call where I'll go over things with them live. Like the idea would be a call that's, I don't know, 20 minutes long, and I go over everything with them as much as I can, answer all their questions, and go from there. And then we have this is pretty cool. I like this. I feel like this is very powerful considering the price point. So I call it the VIP referral program. So if you just buy the normal system, you don't get access to this. Like you can refer me people, but whatever. But the VIP referral program would be every referral you bring us who signs up for VIP, you get $100 off the recurring investment with no limit, meaning this can be free for you forever. So what that means is, in this hypothetical example, every referral thereafter, we will send you $1,000 as a thank you. So here's how it works. For VIP, it's $500 a month. If you bring us 5 coaches or 5 teams or whatever, you now pay no money for life. 0 for life. Every coach you bring after that, well, let me break that down. So if the recurring is $500, you bring us a referral, you now shave off $100 a month. So now it's $400. So you bring us 2 more, that's $200 off. So now it is $200 total. Bring us another one, that's $100 off. There's $100 remaining of your monthly bill that you pay for to have access to the VIP stuff. After you've bringed 5 coaches, then your shit's free forever. And yeah, every coach after that will give you $1,000. So it's like, bring us 5, you get a free monthly for life. And then after that, for going above and beyond the 5, we'll give you $1,000. And the percentage is actually pretty nice. I like it. So I'll explain that in a second. And just an example. Bring us 3 more, and we'll give you $3,000. And then that's the referral program, and then the quarterly updates and additions. So when we build new systems or optimize old ones, you'll get the updated versions once per quarter. And then I put, Notion makes it very difficult to send out updates in quotes. Every update has to be manually built / configured. This is very time consuming. Otherwise, we would offer this instantly. So that's all I have so far for the VIP offer. And then for the VIP Plus offer, the price is not $5,000, and there is no monthly subscription. The price is $10,000. The monthly subscription is 0. Everything, and you get everything in the core offer and the VIP offer, but you get access to the VIP referral ladder. So how this works is every referral you bring us who signs up for VIP Plus, you get $1,000, no limit. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that at VIP Plus or get it or keep it at VIP, but whatever. And then there's a ladder. So 1 to 10 referrals will give you $1,000 each. 11 to 25 referrals, we will give you $2,500 for each. And 26 referrals, we will give you $5,000 for each. And there is no monthly investment for this at all. You make one payment, you're done, everything forever, right? So that's that. Now that is quite the offer, and that really banks on the fact that they bring referrals. The reason why those numbers are kind of high, 10 referrals before you get to the next rank, is because typically these people are in masterminds, and so they do have a lot of they have a lot of the exact type of person that I would want to be a prospect of mine. And they're in a group of them. I mean, the MDM, the mastermind that I'm actually still part of right now, there's like 110 people in that group chat. If somebody made one post in there and said, hey, I found this guy, he does this, blah, 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 I might get 15 right there. I mean, that's very wishful thinking. But if that's the case, play it out. So if I get 15 referrals, I would then owe this person who gave me those 15 referrals $17,500. But if what I'm requiring is they sign up for VIP, that means, let's just say none of them signed up for VIP Plus, it's only VIP. That means for those 15 people who were referred, now I would have made $75,000, and then from that point forward, I will have made $7,500 in recurring revenue. So that's way worth it for me to offer such what I would think is a nice referral bonus. And I think I'm able to play with these higher numbers because the price point of the entire thing is higher, Also, the idea with the VIP offer being 10 grand is that you're kind of paying for the monthly subscription up front, kind of, and you also get a discount for the year because if your first month is free at $500 a month, then you pay for 11 months. So 11 times 500 would be 5,500. So that would be 10,500 for the year. If you do the VIP Plus, it's 10,000. Maybe I'll make it 9,000 to even hammer that home more. But I don't know. And you pay no subscription at all, ever. And immediately your referral bonuses are much more valuable. So that's kind of the idea, the strategy, I guess, because like I said, if all I need is to finish this off for Mina, and then he makes a post about it, says, hey, this is what he's doing, and boom, Mina, and of fucking course I'm gonna honor this for Mina as well, motherfucker. He gets whatever forever for free eternally because he gave me this opportunity. Same with, well, we'll just say for now. But yeah, if he gave me 6 referrals at 6 signups, I'm going to give him $6,000 straight up, and then there's 7 total people in the MDM who have what I have. They're probably going to talk about it and share it and blah, blah, blah. Maybe each of those give me 2 more, So what was 1 is now all of a sudden 21 or 22. And just like that, we have made $110,000. So that's the strategy. I mean, obviously much easier said than done, but the referral thing I think is going to be absolutely key because this is some high level shit. It's really hard to knock on doors of the high level individuals, because I know how this shit works. When you send them a DM, you get their VAs and you hardly ever get the actual person. So if the VAs don't suspect you as being somebody who's interested and they're just trying to sell you something, they're probably just going to ignore you. And the actual human being on the other side of or the actual coach probably won't see the message. That's just how this shit works. So I really want to bank on their referral thing, and, I don't think I actually feel like that's very fair. Just due to the pricing, though, I feel like it's extremely genuine, because, for example, with fitness coaching, if I'm charging somebody $200 a month, and I incentivize them to bring me a referral, and I say I'll give you $200 for I'll give you let me just use the same price points to illustrate what I'm saying. If I said, yeah, you bring me a 5 client, or you bring me your buddy, and I'll shave off $100 off of your monthly payment forever. It's like, oh, hell yeah, I'll do that immediately. And then if there's no cap, then yeah, I'll bring 2, and then I'll get free coaching for life. Oh, absolutely. That's a no-brainer. But I don't want to coach somebody for the rest of their entire life and then feel like they are entitled to that. And, that's kind of shitty. I don't want to have to worry about that. That's so hands-on. That's just such a hands-on business. And I get really messy. I'm just really in deep thought about other stuff. That's why I'm kind of distracted. But then if I said, after the second client, because I'm only charging you $200 a month, I'm going to give you $1,000. That just doesn't make sense, because when the other person signs up, it's only $200 a month. I'm negative 400% from that client, from that referral. So it doesn't make sense. And so because the VIP plus offer would be 10 grand, they bring me one person, I give them $1,000, and that one person can then give me $10,000. I'm going to profit 10 grand and lose 1,000. So I'll profit 9. I'll profit 10,000, but then lose 1,000 for the referral payout. So I don't know if I needed to explain that, but that's where I'm at. But in the middle of me explaining that, it did make me think of, should I offer this for life? And I think, these things for life, and I think so. I just need to structure this. Maybe instead of one custom built system per month, I'll say, I maybe think of Austin Powers. I'll say, maybe instead of one per month, I will offer 5 a year. I don't know. Some of these systems can get fucking nasty really quick. How could I, because they're going to get the whole system, and it's theirs forever. They can do whatever they want. But it does rely on my automation shit. So I don't know. How I think about it, though, is if they're giving me 10 grand, $10,000, and I feel like these numbers they make sense. Like they're mathematically correct. 5 grand for the offer, that's kind of been the number for a while. 5 grand for that, and then if they pay monthly, $500 a month, the first month is free. That's a total of $10,500 for the year. So they're going to pay that in the year anyway. So if they just want to bite the bullet and then have no payments after that, and it's theirs forever, and they still get all this shit afterward, it's a very enticing deal. Not to mention, these people make 50 grand. Some of them make 100 grand a month. Fewer than that, some people make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a month. That guy Riley that offered me the full-time position, he's almost at $1 million a month. He's working with Alex Hormozy now. Fucking crazy. So anyway, that's the strategy. That's the idea that I'm entertaining. And I'm going to see. I'm going to run this by maybe Mina and then go from there. See what he thinks. But I think this is a great offer. I think this is, it puts things into perspective, And so on the call with that guy, I think what I'll do is I'll actually give him the VIP. I'm trying to think. I would like to give him the VIP plus offer for the price of the VIP as an early adopter to all this, because things are new. I don't want to make it seem like the shit sucks, but I do want to somehow communicate that things might not calculate correctly, but we will fix them immediately. There's no worry about that, within the hour. And anything that, you see or notice that isn't correct or is buggy or whatever else, we'll fix, no problem. Because we've only had a few beta testers, not a lot. So, like a software, there might be bugs. So just report them, we'll get them fixed. Something like that. I could even incentivize him reporting things that are incorrect. So if you find something that's wrong, I could say, for every, thing you find wrong we have to fix or whatever, we'll give you $100 off the next month. I don't know. But I do want to incentivize or give the next 10 people this crazy VIP offer, so that it just, in theory, entices them to share it with other people. Because like I said, these people, my ideal client is in a mastermind and they're around other people who are doing the same exact thing that they are, and they're in groups, they're little pawns, because there's Vince Del Monte's 7-figure mastermind or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. There's that group of people. Those people are doing crazy numbers as well. We have Brian Mark's $1 million mastermind, Then we have the 10K mastermind. Might be able to help some of those people. Then we have people like Chad Molyneux. I don't know. Then we have I can't remember what it's called. It's called NFCA, National Fitness Coaching Association. I think something like that. They're probably killing it. And we have some other people, so like, let's just say that there's 1,000 clients of mine in the world that I could help. 1,000 people times my offer would be $5 million, right? Or it would be, well, if they all did the basic, it would be, or if the VIP or whatever, it would be, I get 5 million, and then from there I would get 50,000 in recurring, or no, 500, what? I get 500,000 in monthly recurring revenue. But if they all did the VIP plus, for example, that's 50 million, or no, what the fuck, bro? No, that is. No, it's $10 million that's out there. At $10 million, I could retire off of it and never work again, because that's so much fucking money. I don't want to retire. I never want to retire. So anyway, if there's 1,000 of these coaches out there, I'm going to need to do something to, I don't know, I almost kind of want to keep I need to keep the monthly recurring, but it just incentivizes them to pay up front and then get access to the crazy referral ladder. And I'm just trying to think this through all the way to the end, because if I have 100 clients and I'm running all these automations and I'm doing all this shit and I have all these Zoom calls set up and there's no monthly recurring revenue, that's a problem, That is a problem. Because that would rely on sales, and there's only so many of me available, or so many of those clients available. See, I'm thinking through problems that don't exist yet, that probably won't in the future, that won't so far into the future, So maybe I need to rethink this and keep the monthly recurring inside. But, the only way that they would, excuse me, the only way that they would get out of the monthly recurring is if they bring people. Maybe that's what I'll do. It makes sense in my head that this works, because if we have one person and he brings me one person, maybe the VIP offers should be, it's still the $500 a month. I don't know, dude. It has to make sense. But one person brings me 5 people, and that one person no longer has a monthly recurring bill, then I now have, man, it just needs to make sense. For every one person that refers 5 people, I lose 5 payments, but I gain 25 payments. Wait, 25? What? For every one, okay. Bobby Jones making payments, monthly payments. He refers 5 people. I lose monthly payments for one person, but I gain it for 5. So I lose $500 a month, but I gain $2,500 a month. So the net gain would be $2,000. So I'm always going to be gaining because one person has to refer 5 people. But if in some crazy world, if they only referred the VIP plus, which is no recurring, I would never have monthly recurring revenue. It would be purely based on sales. Maybe this is just meant to be a little thing that I do for the next year or two, get this out there, make a couple million, and then take that money and then reinvest into another business idea and go from there. I don't know. I mean, I could take this whole system and sell it to Everfit or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. I could even take this to, for example, Brian and say, hey, here's the whole system. Give it to your clients, blah, blah, blah. And I'll give you a kickback on it. I could even do that. You know what I mean? So all these different ideas, I don't know. But I think it works. And I can always adjust. I'll make my first 10 sales. My goal is 20 sales this year. So I really need to start pushing for that. So we'll see what happens there. I feel like 20 is such a monstrous goal, and it really kind of makes you feel intimidated because it's so many people. But, you know, it's one sale every 3 days. And, you know, all I need is Mina, for example, to love it so much, genuinely love it, share it. You know, we get 6 people, and then those 6 people each bring me, 2 people. And then literally that number is 20 because 16 times 2 or 16. Mina brings me 6 people. Those people bring me 2 people each. That's 18 plus Mina plus, wait, what? I guess that's 19. How the fuck? Yeah, it's 19. Whatever, dude. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So, and then bada bang. And by the way, if it's 20 people at the lowest offer, it's $100,000. If it's 20 people at the highest offer, it's $200,000. So that makes me feel kind of like woozy to even think about. Like I could make 200 grand by the year's end. I could. It's just weird. I think I like this so far. So I'm just going to, I mean, fuck it, bro. This guy that's a referral from Dawson, like I'm just going to put it out there. I'll learn so much from this regardless. So no matter what, it's going to be a net positive. I'd like it to be a net positive, you know, good ROI in the bank. That would be great. But if not, then it'll be a great learning experience regardless. And I just want to take as much positivity out of everything as I can. I think there's, I don't know, call me toxic positivity or toxic optimism. There's that quote, that saying that is so fucking powerful. I love it. And it's like, I would rather be an optimist and wrong rather than a pessimist and right. Like I would rather hope for the best and actually get the worst rather than hope for the best or expect the, or I guess, I don't know what the opposite of that would be. I'd rather hope for the best but get the worst. I'd rather plan or expect the best and get the worst than plan and expect the worst and then, I don't fucking know, dude. Go eat shit, huh? Anyway, that's the show. I gotta get going. I don't think I'm gonna have time to get my hair cut. And I have time to crack my voice 38 times on this episode, though. Don't fucking worry. But we'll see. Matter of fact, let's do it live. I gotta do it anyway, so... I go to sports clips because this shit it's fine. Check in online. All right, let's go to my city. I'm always just so skeptical. I'm not going to share all this info because I don't want somebody to meet me somewhere and be like, hey, but that's a 1 minute wait. This is so interesting. So in the city I used to live in, it's so fucking weird to me, dude. People are fucking crazy. In the city I used to live in, it's a 47-minute wait. Down the street from me now, it's a 1 minute wait. The distance is like 12 minutes. And then maybe 15 minutes west of that city, it's a 96-minute wait to get a fucking haircut. Just drive 12 minutes east. Cut the entire time in half. Or drive 20 minutes north, cut the entire time in half. It would go down to 6 minutes because the one in that city is 6 minutes. So go, dude, I don't know. People, that's just weird to me. Like, can you not see that the fucking thing is, I don't know, it's just crazy, dude. Like, this is a no-brainer to me. So, yeah, I'm going to go get my haircut, do all that shit, and then, yeah. So... Yep. Also, behind on episodes again. So today is Saturday, October 25th. It's episode 737. Isn't that an airplane? 737. 737. That's what I said. I don't know. But that's the show. Appreciate you guys listening. Bye-bye.